It started with a handshake.
Welcome to Topeka.
Nice to see you.
You as well.
Fantastic.
Brooke, Lennington, KSNT News.
Yeah.
First one, though, of course, Kavanaugh related. What was your reaction when you found out?
Well, I was so happy. He's so talented. He's a great scholar, #1 at Yale, #1 at Yale Law School, and a terrific person. And what they put him through, the Democrats, it was horrible. And one of the reasons I chose him is that he was as good as you could ever find, from the family life, from every standpoint. There was just, and then they tried to give this false narrative that was so terrible. So we're really happy. Nobody would have thought it would have been so difficult in his case. But the bottom line is we won, and he's going to be one of our great justices.
Moving forward now. So can you tell me, why did you choose to come to Topeka, and what is it about these two political races in particular that kind of interests you to decide to come here?
Well, Chris Kobach's been with me from the beginning. He's been a fan of ours, and he's a big border person, as you know, and he's very strong on law and order, protection, safety for the families and for the communities. It's a very great thing. He'll be a great governor. And Steve Watkins has been great. He's going to be a fantastic congressman. I hope he goes out and wins. The person he's running against, I hear, is not too good. And he's going to be fantastic, and he'll back us. It's Make America Great Again. So I'm here for Steve Watkins, and I'm here for Chris Kobach, and I think that we're going to have some great success.
But you're not here for the barbecue. You're not sticking around for the barbecue.
For the barbecue. I know your barbecues. I actually was here once for a barbecue, and it was pretty good. You know, it's a great state. I have so many friends in the state. It's a great state, and the crowd is phenomenal. I understand.
And as you know, we have a lot of farmers out here.
Right.
And I know what the...
My next question was about the recently drafted USMCA trade deal and how it would impact farmers in the Midwest.
Okay. So we made a tremendous deal, as you know, and I don't know if other people are happy in terms of Canada, Mexico, but I can tell you our people are really happy, and our farmers are really happy. We opened up the Canadian markets, opened up the Mexican markets, and you know, the alternative was we were going to put a lot of tariffs on the things that they had coming in, and we made a deal. Our farmers are thrilled. As you know, it's gotten phenomenal reviews, and I love the farmers because they stuck with me. You know, you can't do it too fast. If you go too fast, it's like cooking a pie. You go too fast, it's not going to work out so well. And I said, just stay with me. We opened up the Canadian market, opened up the Mexican market. We're now working on China, and our farmers are going to do great because our farmers have not done well over the last 15 years. You know, if you look at even soybeans from 5 years before the election, they were cut in half. And now, as you know, people are starting to buy again, and it's going to be great. But another one that's coming along, will come, is going to be China. And then we're working on the EU, who basically have a barrier. We can't even sell into the EU. It's so unfair. They made $151 billion last year. So we're opening it all up for our farmers. Our farmers are going to be big beneficiaries, and they're really happy with the USMCA, which is the old NAFTA, but I refuse to use the name because it was such a bad deal for our country.
And it sounds a lot like YMCA, so it's fitting. Yeah, you can do the dance with it. Now, one thing, I do want to get to the viewer questions because I know it means a lot to them. So Sloan Lewis wanted to know, what is one thing Americans can do to bridge this political divide?
Well, you know, there's a lot of things that are very opposite. Usually some bad things happen and everybody gets together, but I don't want to get it together that way. If you look at health insurance, we want great, inexpensive health insurance. They want a single payer that's going to put the country out of business. They're going to have to double their taxes, triple their taxes to pay. So there are a lot of things, but I think what's happening, people are loving our strong military, and all of it's made in the United States, the planes, the jets, the rockets, everything. And we need it. You know, in these times, they're loving our low taxes, and that means the other side is loving them. They're loving the less regulation. I think it's coming together. I think you have politicians in Washington that exacerbate problems and that causes problems. But we just had a tremendous victory, as you know, with Judge Kavanaugh. He's now a justice of the Supreme Court, and that just took place a little while ago. In fact, in theory, I shouldn't be in Kansas right now. I'm supposed to be back in Washington, but I said there's no way I'm canceling the tens of thousands of people. I guess they have 11,000 people in the room, and there's a lot of people outside. So I think if I would have said, by the way, I'm going to cancel, Kansas wouldn't have liked me too much, and that's never going to happen. Never going to happen. But I think we're going to get together. I think that as they see, look, the economy is the best it's ever been in the history of our country. Unemployment numbers are the best they've ever been. If you look African American, Asian, Hispanic, the numbers are the best they've ever been in the history of the United States, the history of our country, and I think that's bringing people together.
Alrighty. Now this one was one of my favorites. Brett Mallon wanted to know, what is the American dream and to what extent is it achievable for all Americans?
Well, I think the American dream is really a great economy where people can either start a business, small business, it becomes big, or get themselves a great job that they really love going to. That seems to be, and have a great family always number one. To me, always number one.
And you're not sticking around for the barbecue, just to be clear.
Well, maybe, if I'm invited by the right people, maybe.
And then it ended with a handshake.
I appreciate it.
Great honor.
Yeah, thank you so much.